So now we're going to look at the tafsir that is based on praiseworthy opinions and blameworthy opinions. So tafsir based on ad-daraya, based on the reports or opinions of the mufassirin, themselves. This refers to when the mufassirin comments on the basis of their own understanding and on the basis of conclusions found in the principles of the Sharia and the Arabic language. It is permissible to comment on the Quran on the basis of personal opinion for one who has knowledge of the Arabic language and its grammar, morphology and the rhetoric, al-balagha, what abrogates and what is abrogated in the Quran, and the reasons for revelation, the Sunnah, if you know Hadith and know what was said about the Prophet Muhammad, both sound, sahih and weak reports, and the principles of Islamic jurisprudence, usul al-fiqh. These principles will guide you through the understanding of the various ayahs and contexts, because there are many rules and regulations in the verses of the Quran. Unless you know how to derive from the rules from the ayahs, you won't be able to, make your tafsir. It is haram to comment on Quran on the basis of personal opinion for the one who does not meet the conditions together. The linguistic part, the Sharia science part, and the sciences of the glorious Quran itself, the fiqh, hadith altogether. Many scholars who have written tafsir books, but there are also many scholars who haven't done it as they are careful. They don't want to not to indulge in a way as to interpret the Quran. Some would spend 10, 30, 40 years writing the tafsir of the glorious Quran. So the tafsir based on personal opinions of two types, as I've mentioned before. The blameworthy opinion, this refers to times when the only motive is to pursue whims and desires, or the fact that the one who is given such commentary has no understanding or knowledge. This is something that is not permissible for anyone to do, namely given a personal view on any religious matter whatsoever. The evidence is, and do not pursue that of which you have no knowledge. Indeed, the hearing, the sight, and the heart, above all those, one will be questioned, and this is mentioned in Surah Al-Isra. Say, my Lord has only forbidden immorality, which is apparent of them, and what is concealed, and sin and oppression without right, and that you associate with Allah that for which He has not sent down authority, and that which you say about Allah, that which you do not have knowledge. And this is mentioned in Surah Al-Araf, verse 33, and the other ones mentioned in Surah Al-Isra, verse 36. So the praiseworthy opinion is the opinion that is based on academic foundations, knowledge of the Arabic language, the Islamic teachings, and is in accordance with clear and precise guidelines. This is a good method. The evidence for it being permissible to give one's own praiseworthy opinion concerning the meaning of a verse is what may be understood from the verses that I've mentioned before, and other evidences for the prohibition on giving the blameworthy opinion. This is because all of it indicates that speaking without knowledge is not permissible, and it implies that speaking on the basis of knowledge is permissible. So the most famous books of tafsir based on scholarly opinion, they combine the reports of the authentic reports on the Quran and Sunnah and Sahaba, and based on their own understanding and own opinion, is by Abu As-Suyud Irshad, and then there's Ruh al-Mani by Al-Alusi, and there's Fakhr al-Razi, which is Mafiti al-Ghaib. And there are some remarks for those books where sometimes they fell into some issues reporting weak hadith, or going to one area of deviation like following or transmitting and taking from Sufi sources, Shia sources. This is something to be careful of. Please do not conduct tafsir by opinion unless you have knowledge of those conditions that I mentioned earlier. This is why it's so important. And this is where I'm going to conclude the video. I'll leave you here. Fi amanillah wa sallallahu wa baraka ala nabiyina Muhammad astaghfirullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.